The bench is finished. I just wanted to highlight a few of the things that we have done. Some of the things in the back there. The top thing is a little, Shelly happened to like the stick at the top, and so we threw it on there. I carved off the bark on two of those and left it kind of on the others. I'm not sure if I liked how that looks. We can always fix that later. But this is what we did. So each of these right here, I didn't videotape it, but I started with a slip knot. I could have started with a clove hitch. Started with a slip knot, tied it tight, and then all I did is I brought it around the back and down, and then out from here, around, around the back, and then up, and then around the back, down, around the back, up. So I just did this continually loop, down, back, up, around, down, back. I did that, if you see here, 3 times. I did that 3 times. I did that on each of these. Tied it really tight, and it's really nice and solid. Oh, I also, I don't know if you can see, but right in here, right there, I notched. I created a small notch just so that that string can have a little bit of something to grab onto, so it doesn't slide down easily. And I found when we built this that it was a little wobbly going this way. So we put on a cross beam. I was thinking maybe one would be enough, and it wasn't. It was okay, but I sat on it and I started playing around and jumping on it and stuff just to see how strong it was, and it was still tilting a little bit. So I found a curvy piece, one that curves behind and around, so I didn't have to like notch anything. And so we put in 2 crosses, and now this thing is really strong, and everything is doweled in. If you look here, we have dowels and string, no screws, no nails, dowel and string, this entire thing. And I like the dowels. The dowels, I was watching something about woodworking, and there were some Japanese temples made out of nothing but wooden dowels. And they said something about the dowels are wood. And so as the wood gets moisture and dryness and it gets hot and cold, it expands and contracts. Well, dowels do that with the wood. Screws, nails, they don't. And as a result, those buildings were standing for thousands of years and with no nails or anything, and they're huge, multi-story buildings. So I just like to use dowels. One of the things that we're going to have, I made a mistake. Lesson learned. This front support is a little long because I measured it to the top right here, and I didn't take into consideration at the top right there. I didn't take into consideration I was going to have another 3 or 4 inches of piece on the top. So we're going to need to dig this into the ground, or kind of like a rock here, we're going to have to put a step or a little landing where this is going to be. So this is our bench. It's going to be sitting on the side of a hill, kind of like an Adirondack chair, but modified. So I'm just going to go over one last time and let you look at all the little details. So all the dowels that were in there, at least for these cross supports, I took the string and still wrapped it around it so it still stays together. Because the dowels, unfortunately, they can't be super tight on both sides. They're tight, I found pieces that were just barely too big, and then I got a knife and I just kind of carved it away little by little until it fit in there. And we thought about cutting off those pieces in the back, see how they're all different lengths, but we decided to just let the imperfection be the perfection. We're using that phrase a lot, the imperfection be the perfection, because I don't know, it's just kind of, it could be an excuse, but as you can see, this is not perfectly lined up. It's got little crazy bendy things, and that's because we're just using what we have out there. All these trees right around here are trees that I trimmed and cut out the lower branches or dead branches, and that's what this is made out of, all these pieces.